Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
El tiempo para la verdad es patrocinado por la Clínica Dental Bernard Fialkoff DDS, con especialidades en implantes dentales, láser periodontal, cirugía cosmética. Visítanos en el 5603 de la 214 Street, Bayside, New York, con el teléfono 718-229-3838. Clínica Dental Bernard Fialkoff.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and welcome back, and it's a pleasure to be with you. So tonight, we have something very special for you that occurred in Washington, D.C., and really there's been many different events that have been occurring in the last few weeks that are very positive in the face of all the crises, maladies, and pandemics, and all this negativity that's occurred. It's really been a very beautiful few weeks with different events of many different organizations of friends of mine. One is FOPAL, which is the Foundation of World Peace and Love. Another one happens to be the Caribbean African Faith-Based Leadership, which I'm partial to, being born in Cuba from the Caribbean myself and having so many African American friends and Latin friends. And one of my good friend, Globetrotter Robert Hunter, United Churches, Fighting for Human Rights, where Bishop Asen Phillips, who actually marched with Martin Luther King, was inducted as a president of United Churches in Washington, D.C. at the Harrington Hotel. And today we're very lucky and honored to have with us Charles Choo Smith. And Buddha, if you put him up on the screen, we'll introduce him with his photos. There you see him. Great heart, great looking guy. Founder and chairman of Choo Smith Youth Empowerment, a nonprofit organization. And Choo was born in West Baltimore, graduating from the prestigious City College in Baltimore. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science from the University of the District of Columbia, where he was recruited to by Mr. Will Jones, head coach of the UDC Firebirds. Choo quickly earned the starting point guard position and led the Firebirds to 7 games over 500, which happened for the first time in 10 years. He was honored for his exceptional basketball skills and finished his college career as the school's all-time leader in steals and assists. He was voted MVP of the team and won the Pigskin Classic Award as the best player in the region and the Reslin W. Henry Memorial Award. All these leading to his induction into the UDC Athletic Hall of Fame in 2015. Mr. Smith played for the world-renowned original Harlem Globetrotters and served as advanced ambassador, playing in all 50 states and in 26 countries. He was recognized as one of the greatest dribblers and ball handlers in the world, carrying the spirit of the Globetrotters wherever he goes. He has a plethora of awards, including the University of District of Columbia's Athletic Hall of Fame, the 2015 William Donald Schaefer Helping Others Award, presented by the State of Maryland Comptroller, the 2015 Inspiring Voices Award, presented by Community Law and Action Organization. 2015, he was selected as one of the spokespersons for Shooting for Peace. He was appointed to the National Basketball Retired Players Association Task Force in 2016 and appointed to the same organization's Governor's Committee. He was awarded 20 plus acres of land in Baltimore in a site for the Choo Smith Arise Baltimore Communiversity. Quite a theme, quite an idea that he came up with. A mixed-use, $120 million project development designed in a manner that's going to give back the look and feel of a college campus, providing an environment of exclusivity, community, fun, and serenity. He's recognized as one of the 2022 Fox 45 Champions of Courage. And Buddha, if you will, we have a very special video that I want to put on about Choo that explains about his awards and really his fervent mission to change the city of Baltimore, where he grew up, where he was born, and to give back to his people of Baltimore. Buddha, let's put that video on.
6:44 all February, we are celebrating Black History Month by highlighting champions of courage in our neighborhoods. We begin with the story of a Baltimore native who's building up his community through basketball. He's doing this while providing some of the city's young people with opportunities to succeed in ways they've never imagined. Brandy Proctor shows us why Choo Smith is a champion of courage.
Charles H. Smith Jr., affectionately known as Choo, grew up an only child in Baltimore. But it was the love of his parents that fueled him to love, uplift, and open doors for others.
There are a lot of broken families out there, unfortunately, and for them to have a platform where their kids can come to a safe environment.
As a former member of the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, he started the Choo Smith Youth Empowerment Program, where he uses the tool of basketball to enrich the lives of young people.
Coach Choo always makes, I feel like everybody, make them feel very motivated to do whatever challenge they have.
13-year-old Ambrose Smith has been in the Youth Empowerment Program for just a year, but he says it feels like it's been much longer because of everything he's learned.
Coach Choo has not only a basketball thing, but he also has a thing called life skills. Personally, it's made me feel more thoughtful and mindful about everyday situations.
The love of basketball brings the kids through the doors, but they leave gaining so much more.
I was talking about building these kids up, and from the very beginning, I was like, yeah, I think I found the right program.
And I just try to, instill that inner confidence, and to see them stand up high and feel good about what they've accomplished. It just does my heart good.
Many of his mentees have gone on to receive college scholarships.
He always said that he was not going to leave Baltimore, and he was not going to leave Baltimore in the condition, that it was for the youth.
17 years ago, Choo made a commitment to uplift the youth. Now he plans to build up the entire city of Baltimore with his new project, the Communiversity. The site will feature housing, career training, leadership, and economic development. He calls it an oasis of opportunity.
When you can create an environment where there's resources, there's opportunities, and you can develop the mind and learn from each other, and then have opportunities to help elevate whatever it is that you want to do in life.
When it comes to him being a relic of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and being chosen as a champion of courage, those close to him say the comparison is fitting.
One thing we do know about Dr. Martin Luther King is he was powerful, but he was very humble too. And they mirror each other in that sense.
Somebody who always is willing to be on the front line.
As for his legacy,
a lot of people talk about giving back, but the history that he's shown through going into the community and literally doing the real work, it speaks for itself, and that's rare.
To know that you put those footprints in the ground, you laid those seeds, and they're planted, and now they're fertilizing, and now you can see the fruit of the labor. And that's the beauty in the love it, learn it, live it, lead it.
Choo Smith, one of Fox 45's champions of courage.
So there you see the fervent drive and the energetic drive of Choo. He's really an amazing guy. I know he's going to do Baltimore, and that's probably going to be his pilot. I have a funny feeling you're going to be seeing a lot of Mr. Smith in many years to come. And now I want to introduce something that we were at September 29th, Friday in Washington, D.C. at the Harrington Hotel, where his fellow Globetrotter, Robert Z. Hunter, organized a special event for United Churches fighting for human rights, and tremendous event with so many religious leaders representing thousands and thousands of other leaders all across the world. And this happened that Friday, where Bishop Asen Phillips, who had marched and was a friend of Martin Luther King, was inducted as the president of the United Churches Group. There, Choo participated, and we had a very special interview that day that we will play for you now. Buddha, let's put on the video of Choo Smith's interview at the Harrington Hotel. So welcome, we're here at the Harrington Hotel, Washington, D.C., where former Harlem Globetrotter Robert Z. Hunter has put together something very important for the country. United Churches, bringing clergy together to fight for rights. And we're very honored today here to have another Globetrotter and a guy who dazzled the crowd, Choo Smith.
Yes, how you doing, Dr. Ben? It's a pleasure for me being here. Anytime Bobby call you, you better get here. So that when Zorro speaks, you listen. So I'm just happy to be here, and I'm honored to be amongst great people to do good for humanity. I love you all. Yeah.
Well, you know, I can agree with you totally. He usually says, Dr. Ben. I feel like I'm in the military or something, and my general has spoken.
Yes, yes. You know, Bobby has paved the way for many of us. He's a pioneer that played with some of the greats, from Meadowlark to Marcus Haynes to Curly Neal to Gator Rivers. These guys have made a way for me to be able to do the things that I'm able to do. So I'm forever indebted to them, and anytime he calls to do something for the greater good of humanity, I'm here, and that's why we're here today, Dr. Ben. Yes, sir.
Well, you know what? I know a lot of people who will be watching your video can gain a lot from your life. So tell us a little bit about, like, when you were a young guy, what it was like and how you decided to go into the basketball Harlem Globetrotters. What was going on early on?
Well, you know, my parents are very instrumental in my life. Growing up in the inner city of Baltimore, there's a lot of drugs, a lot of crime. This was during the time in the late 70s, early 80s. And my father, a military man, Vietnam vet, worked in all the prisons, Marine, and he just taught me the power of respect. Respect is earned, it's not given. And my mom was big in education. She was big in treating people well and being a nurturer. And I just had the best of both worlds, even in a hostile environment. He said you can always change your situation in your work ethic, your discipline. And those things came through sports. My father put boxing gloves in my hand, he put baseball glove in my hand, he put basketball and a football in my hand. He said, son, this is the closest thing I can give you to life, because it's life lessons through these sports. You learn how to be a good leader, you learn discipline, you learn work ethic, you learn how to be a good teammate, you learn how to be selfless. And these are things that he gave me. And my mom was big on education. You got to be able to read. You got to be able to understand. You got to listen well. So those things were foundational pieces that were given to me at an early age. And I just took those things and navigated through life. And the greatest investment that has ever been is my investment in people. And I've been that way since a little boy. And I never knew that I was going to become a Harlem Globetrotter. It's just that I guess it was designed that way through the years. And I'm just honored to be here and grateful for my path. I had a lot of setbacks, and it just taught me how to be resilient and how to have the internal fortitude to grow through adversity. And that's what we got. We got to love each other. And that's what my parents taught me, love on the disadvantaged be empowered by people that know more than you, and just be a beacon of light and let your energy be the dictator of who you are. Say, I got good energy, Doc. I'm here to just go, and that's what Globetrotters.
I'm just starting to feel it. You can let it go. I love it, man.
You know,
the place is starting to light up. We won't need the lights anymore.
Yes,
here.
yes. You know, energy is everything, and being an ambassador of goodwill, having this platform, it just does my heart good. So I'm just excited to be here and just transition to do whatever God has for me to do.
Well, beautiful. And then, you know, then you started to touch upon it. So then you became a Harlem Globetrotter. Tell us a little bit about your career with the Globetrotters.
Well, got a chance to play 2.5, 3 years as a player, 5 as an ambassador, and just the greatest years of my life. You know, got a chance to play 50-something countries, played in every state in the United States. And the one thing that I learned in being a Globetrotter is for those 2 hours, you get a chance. Like, people had bad days, they've been working, they've been doing this and that, but for 2 hours, you brought everybody together to have fun and enjoy yourselves and let your hair unwind. And you see those kids with smiles on their faces, and you see those families that are enjoying themselves. And that's when I realized the impact. You know, show who you are first. Stop paying attention to what everybody else is doing. Be who you are, and then it'll be something that'll be cohesive and it'll elevate. So being able to see it impact people has just been so phenomenal for my life. And then being able to see Bobby pioneer and show how to be a good Globetrotter, how to be someone that's going to be an ambassador of goodwill. It's just great, and it does my heart good. So I had a great time. I enjoyed myself, and I've met so many influential people. And to give back, to start my organization, is predicated on being a Globetrotter, an ambassador of goodwill.
Beautiful. And you know what? To get it on the video, what is the exact name of your organization?
It's called Choo Smith Youth Empowerment.
Okay.
What we do is we use basketball as a platform to draw the kids in, and we have an educational program, we have a mentor program, we have an AAU program, we do basketball camps, we have life lesson skill programs where we talk about conflict resolution, mental health, etiquette, respect, and it all predicated on love. Yeah.
Beautiful. And you know, I heard from Bobby that you're in the midst of putting together a whole facility, right? There's something that you're going to put in
Yes.
Baltimore that's very big.
Yeah, so Baltimore has a lot of blighted communities. There's a lot of separation, and you know the social injustice that have happened in Baltimore. We had the Freddie Gray piece. That kid grew up in my project, and we were trying to help him evolve. So I said, you know, how can we be a solution instead of complaining? And so I was looking for some space and some land, and a good friend of mine who's the mayor named Jack Young, he met with him and he put us in position. And over the last 3 years we've been working on this project. So we have 20 acres of land in the Green Spring community, right down the street from the Preakness in Pimlico. It's a great location in the middle of the city.
Wow.
And the project is called Arise Baltimore, the community that serves and loves. Welcome to the Oasis. So we're trying to bring inclusion to Baltimore. So we're having diversity, but people of color will be running it. We're going to train the police to deal with citizens. We're going to have the seniors be inclusive with the young people, because there's a divide. Young people don't understand older people don't understand young people. And then we bringing all races together. And the community, why it's called the community, is because we all know about community. It's family, it's bringing people together. But the university part is something, when we go on campus, it's a feel when you go on campus.
That's right, there is, right.
It's a, you know, you light up.
Yeah, you sense it, yeah.
You sense it. So when we put the community with the university together, now we bring unity.
Right.
Yeah, now we bring inclusion. So that's what the project is all about.
Beautiful.
Yes.
You know, I love the name, and when you spoke it, Arise Baltimore.
Yes. Yes, and
is that like a dream of yours since you were like a young person?
Yeah, I think I was just doing that as a kid. You know, I used to knock on every door, wake everybody up. Come on, let's play baseball. Wake everybody up. Let's play hide and seek. Let's play Scully. Let's play any game. Green light, red light, green light. whatever game, I just wanted to bring everybody together and let's have fun.
Right.
And I think that's what this project is about. Let's be kids again. You know, if you take 4 children, an Italian kid, a Jewish kid, a black kid, and a white kid,
Right.
and you let them there at 2, 3, 4 years old, they don't see color.
No.
They see the heart. And they enjoy whatever it is that they're doing at that time. And that's what we want to promote. That's what we're trying to do. And we're doing it. And we're very excited. We're going to have market rate housing. We're going to have a youth empowerment center with every skill, every lifeline there is to be in there. We got good partners, and the city has come together, the community has come together, and we're just very excited because I guess they know that I mean well and my intentions are good. So that's what kind of diffuse all the political divide and the community divide. So if we can get everybody together loving each other, everybody talking team, it's going to work. And it's been doing good, and we're excited about it. Got a great team of people with Harold Jackson, who's my partner, and COO, and Miss Karen Bullock, who's been by my side for 12 years. It's no I in this. Without them, this is not possible. Without key people like Sharon Middleton and the Mayor Brandon Scott and community people that's grassrooted, like Miss Sharon Spence and the different neighborhood associations, this is not possible. So I try to selflessly give of myself and say, how can we do this together? It's not about me. It's bigger than me. And you know that, Doc. All the years that you've been working, Dr. Ben, you've seen the fruits of your labor because you helped someone along. And that's what we're trying to do, help people bridge the gap and scale the things and be able to be the best versions of ourselves. And the only way we can do that is if we come together and support things like this and just really be real and deal in truth. And that's why I'm here and that's why I do the work. I just want to serve. And that's my plight. I'm on assignment.
Well, you know what? It's fantastic that you're a human being who sees that, who's taken his success in life, and you're going to do something to give back to the world. And, you know, I personally am president of a nonprofit drug education program.
Yes, you tell me about it.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we've been doing, and I want to include you in and invite you in, is we've been doing basketball events where we have some kind of fun basketball event, whether it's, let's say, the Globetrotters against the politicians or the Globetrotters against some health practitioners or young clubs playing each other. And then we give out the booklets of drug education and prevent them from getting to that point where they're addicted. Because last year, I don't know if you know the statistic, 107,000 Americans died of drug deaths in 2021. And we have the Vietnam War, and your father was a Marine. The entire 10-year Vietnam War was 57,000 Americans in 10 years. So if we multiply 10 years, it's 507,000. But if we multiply what we had, and that was 10 years, so I'm sorry, 10 years is 57,000. So if we multiply the 107,000 times 10, we have 1 million. So that's the magnitude of how many Americans are dying from drugs. And we would love, I know Bobby had mentioned having you in it, and I would love to invite you and your whole group, and whatever you need from us, we could be there, give drug education lectures, and make sure that these guys make it.
It's my pleasure. I'll be there in a heartbeat. And that's what it's really all about, being excited about someone else's plight as an addition to how God has put us all together. See, the one thing I tell my staff and I tell the people is that how are you going to get involved with something halfway? You got to put all 10 toes in. That's the only way it's going to be successful. You got to give all of me, Ben, and I got to give all of me. And when we give all of ourselves, we see the result. A lot of times people only want what's beneficial to them and what they can get out of it. You always get something out of it because you're involved. And that's what people have to understand. And that's what I represent, and that's what you represent. And if we come together, we can do anything in the world. And I'm there. Whatever we got to do that's going to help elevate and scale and make the world better for the next generation, that's what it's all about. And that's why I'm here. Without you, without Bobby, there's no me. Because something that you all did many years ago, if you didn't transcend and trailblaze something or break through some prejudices or some barriers or some challenges, then I'm not able to be where I'm at today. And that's what I tell the players. I'm a part of the Retired Players Association. I'm on the board, and I keep trying to tell them, you're making a lot of money because of the Oscar Robertsons and the Dave DeBushes and the Dave Cowens of the world. You owe it to them, because if they didn't do what they did, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing. And that's what we have to understand. So I appreciate you, Doc.
Well, you know what? It's a pleasure to finally really meet you. I can see for real what Bobby Hunter was talking about.
Yes, sir.
And I know you're going to do a lot of change in Baltimore. Whatever you need something on drug education, call on us. Willing to go there. And thank you for being here. And what would you like to say the last thing? You've kind of said it already. But in regards to Robert Hunter and his mission here with the churches, with the drug education, art against violence, what would you want to tell the viewers as we end off here?
Well, I'm going to act up a little bit. You seen it in my eyes, didn't you?
You
was in my soul, right?
Yeah.
You was really digging in me.
You played with him, so I figured, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm just playing. But it's Bobby speaks for itself. You know, many years meeting Bobby and being around Bobby, he understands that he has a platform. And the platform that he's been able to accomplish over the years, he has to utilize that platform. And ever since I've been around him, he's always trying to make other people better and connect the dots with many people, because he understands that we are all great in our own way. And he can't do it alone. So he's trying to bring greatness together. So I just say that I celebrate him in being a connector. And that's why we all here today. So but we have to finalize the vision. And that's the biggest thing. We start things, but we don't finalize and finish things. So I just say that we need to celebrate him in his completion. Let's complete this thing and do what's necessary to make it happen. I love Bobby. I appreciate him. And he's always been the best. And we just got to do our part and elevate this thing. So, Dr. Ben, help me win.
Let's win, Choo.
Let's win, Bobby. Appreciate you.
So it was a very pleasurable time with Choo, a man of high energy, resolve, and integrity. And the thing I love most, humility and a desire to give back all he's received. Something that in today's world is a tremendous example that we can follow. We have the technology, we have the material things we need in life, but we need more of what Choo Smith exemplifies, humanity. And one thing that he wanted me to say is to mention how much he respects his fellow Globetrotter, Robert Z. Hunter, and his mission to make the United Churches a reality all across the globe, to instill spirituality and have the world arise. As Choo Smith has Arise Baltimore, we have Bobby Hunter, and he would say, arise world. Let's bring humanity together. Let's respect each other. And as Bishop Asen Phillips spoke that day, let's do this as a brotherhood of man and a sisterhood of man. Let's reinstill family life, spirituality, integrity, humility, and give back to our community. We've all received so much. Let's heed his example, Choo Smith, Bobby Hunter, Asen Phillips, all the people who participated that day, and let's make a better world. And for A Time for Truth, it's been a pleasure being with you again, and we look forward to seeing you on our next show. Have a very good week.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got. But the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet